never thought I would have success in social media, but today I have over 500,000 views on my content per month, which is crazy. This is my story of how I turned 300 followers into over 100,000 on Instagram. Hope you guys enjoy. A short disclaimer before we start this video. If you clicked here, you might be interested in my social media journey, or you're looking for someone who can help you grow your own social media game. But don't forget one thing, this is my personal story. It might be difficult to copy it one-to-one to your project, but maybe you can use some tips and tricks that I used and some things that I learned to grow your own social media game. Because at the end of the day, this video is here to help you, and hopefully you can take advantage of it. I hope you enjoy and have fun. Let's start with the video. My social media journey started in 2022. At that time, I had a new song out and I wanted to pitch it to labels, but I received more or less the same response from every label.
Hey ODNP, really love the song. We just couldn't find any social media for you. And right now, we're mainly looking for artists who are active online, since it makes things a lot easier to work together.
That was a shock for me, not gonna lie, because I thought my music should be the star, not me. And at the end of the day, I'm a musician, not someone who's making silly videos to get reach. But at the same time, I realized the music scene has changed, and if you want a musician nowadays, you also have to be a content creator. So what I did was basically taking my phone, scrolling through Instagram the whole night and looking for inspiration. And after some time, I came up with an idea, and let's take a look at my first ever video that I put up there. You've seen that video, and I've seen that video. That video is horribly bad. Like, it's so bad. But at the end of the day, it's part of my journey, and that's the reason why I'm showing it to you, because that's where I started. And that should be the sign that everyone can grow on social media, and your skill set can grow. This video had many flaws, starting with the random shoes, the walking, and the random stock footage. But it showed me that this type of video does not work, because I think I got 2 likes on it and no one commented because it was so bad. And looking at other creators, I realized quite early on, I have to put myself in front of the camera, like with my face. And putting myself in front of the camera was such a big step for me. But I knew that if I wanted to start my social media journey, I had to do that. And at the end of the day, the love for my music and the wish that my music was listened by many people was bigger than my fear to step in front of the camera. That's why I did it. So let's take a look at the first video in which you can see my face. Please, baby, stay with me. This whole time with you is my therapy. I need you to heal every part of me. I know it's not fair, but please stay with me. I know it's not fair, but please stay with me. Okay, what do you think about the second video? I think it's way better than the first one. Still bad, but way better than the first one. Because the fact that I'm sitting in front of a camera, the fact that I'm performing the song, is changed the perceiving of the song in general, comparing to just showing some random stock footage. And it was a big step up for me, because this video actually got 20 likes, I think, and 3 or 4 comments actually, which was great for me, and people actually liked it. I was so afraid that people would laugh at me after posting this video, but I had some friends who actually told me that's cool, so I was encouraged and kept on going. And after some time and tweaking, I actually came up with a new idea, a new video, and that video got me the first new followers. Let's have a look. Okay, as you have seen, there's a huge development in between the first reel and the third one. And the third one was the first in which I thought, okay, watching this is not embarrassing. And that was such a good moment for me because I was happy about it and felt like this could be the start of my social media journey in general. And for the people wondering why I'm changing the music genre, at the time I was so insecure about social media in general that I didn't know what to perform on social media. So I just switched genres day by day. That's a bit embarrassing, but that's how I started. So I'm gonna be real here. While posting week after week videos like the ones you saw before, my fan base was actually growing. I grew from 320 to round about 600 followers in the time span of a month, which was great for me. And a big step up, I nearly doubled my followers by posting those videos. But I also realized every video is only averaging like 400 to 500 views, which is okay, but other creators are having way higher numbers. So I checked, I need to change the format again, but not by micro changes like I did from the first video to the second video, but a completely new format. And that's what I did. So the first format idea that I had was bottle beats. I'm a big soft drink fan and I always had empty bottles in my studios. So one day I was like, why not using those bottles to make a beat out of it? Because people are always fascinated when they see people making sounds out of random stuff. So I took the bottle that I had in my studio, blew in it, recorded it, and this is the first ever bottle beat that I made. Looking in your eyes and I fade, feeling all the love, it's okay. Loving you more every day and I can't get enough and I won't let it break. Sitting by your side and I smile, the eyes shining bright from a mile. I wanna spend my nights like this and I dig every second and I don't wanna miss you. You're the cell full of hype, I think I'm starting to fall for your type. Have you seen the difference? That's actually a big step up from the videos before. Way more engaging, also way more dynamic, a bit random, and still not perfect. But again, there was actually growth. This video reached over 1,000 views. 1,000 views, which was insane to me, because 1,000 views was doubling the numbers from the reels before, just by changing the idea again. And that was such a win for me, because that was the moment where I realized, okay, I think I got the idea how I can tweak my content to get more views. Again, 1,000 views is not going viral, but 1,000 views, if you average 500 views before, is a big step up. So I started making more and more and more battle beats. And at some point, my battle beats looked like this. As you have seen, the second bottle beat is so different from the first one. In my opinion, there's a big step in between the two because I was posting week after week after week and always tweaking a little bit to get it better and better and better. And the following was growing too. I grew from 600 followers to, believe it or not, 2,000 in the span of 3 months. And 2,000 followers was an insane number for me. I never believed that I could reach so many people, especially with my music. But it showed that people were actually engaged and fascinated by the fact what I was doing with those bottles. And I was so happy. And that's when I took the next step. So at this point, I'm at 2,000 followers and my videos are averaging views in between 1,500 to 3,000 views, which is a huge step up from the day when I began, but still not the biggest numbers out there, right? But I realized, okay, I think I need to try something different. But at the time, I had no idea what I can do different. So I thought, why not advertise in my videos? Because I saw some bottle beats had like 300 to 400 likes and 50 to 60 comments, and some others only had like 150 likes and 30 comments, but more or less the same viewing. And I checked, okay, maybe I can boost the videos that have good engagement and the same viewing numbers as the others. So I tried that. And just to be transparent here, I spent more or less 30 to 50 euros over the span of 5 to 6 days on one reel, and that changed everything. Let me break it down to you. When I put 30 euros in one reel, I actually averaged more or less 90 new followers by the engagement, which was crazy because it was like you put €1 in there and you get 3 new followers, and new followers mean new engagement. And with that technique, I actually grew my fan base from 2,000 followers to over 5K. And that was such a game changer because you need to realize at this point, I have bottle beats that average still 3,000 to 4,000 views, but when I put like 50 euros on them, they actually reach about 10,000 views. And 10,000 views was a huge view time for me, and I was happy about it. And at the same time, followers came in. And don't forget, whenever you get new followers, you have new people who are actually interested in the content you make. So the viewing rates actually were rising bit by bit. Not a crazy amount of numbers. I never hit like 10K organically, but I was able to get new people in, and the viewing numbers were rising bit by bit by bit. When I hit 5K, I was again at the stage where I realized, okay, I can't do that forever, right? I mean, I can't spend money forever just to grow my fan base because it's getting expensive. And at the same time, I want to have that what other creators have too. I want to go viral. I want to have a video that is so good that people actually like it. And of course, I knew I have to make a new format because bottle beats are not going to go viral. Not at all. I tweaked the bottle beats over the time and nothing really changed. So I knew I need to go the next step. Next step means taking your phone, looking through inspiration. And at that point, I was so deep in social media that I knew where to look at and gathered so many ideas. And that's the funny part here. I had so many ideas and I tried 20 different formats, I think. And that's way too much to show you in this video. But I will give you some highlights of things I tried. And 17 of them failed. And I kept 3 formats at the end.
I'm looking for you every day. Can't believe that you have decided to stay. I give my best to comfort you.
To connect with hearts, create a better home. As a beautiful car, so where you live below. The most beautiful view is not a sunset by the sea or a peaceful mountain, but to look at you.
Sitting by your side and I cry. Your eyes are wet and bright from a fight. I never seen a night like this, and I hate every second, but I don't wanna miss it. Next me.
You'll see that. We start approaching, it's gonna get warm.
I never knew where I would be without you. I think I need the distance, find a way to become more than I thought. A brand new version of myself, what a breakthrough.
Those were a lot of ideas. As you can see, you can get very, very creative and showcase your art in many, many different ways, or at least try to engage people in many different ways. At the end of the day, I kept with first and last version. I kept playing on my synthesizer because they performed well too. And I kept with the remixes because at that point I realized remixes are the way to go. I'm still doing them today, not as much as I did them back in the days, but I'm still doing them because they're a very, very good tool to engage other people from other fan bases. And there was a big learning. I tried 20 different formats. I just kept 3. That says everything and shows you everything about my social media journey. It's not that easy. It was not that easy. I tried a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff failed, but that's part of the game, right? And the good thing is that those 3 formats that I kept were performing so good that I actually could improve my performances on social media in general. And the numbers kept growing. Again, you already know I had advertisement in use. So I used advertisement to boost bottle beats. But now I had also remixes that performed very good that I could advertise actually. And that combination of using some bottle beats that I used before that performed good and some remixes especially that performed good, I was able to grow my fan base from 5,000 to over 6,500. And that was crazy because that showed me, and that happened in a month, I think, in a month only, without going viral once. And I think that's the biggest part in it. By using those 4 formats and by continuing making this, remixes, bottle beats, first and last version, synthesizer stuff, I actually could grow my fan base from June 23, when I was at 6,500, to 10,000 by the end of October 2023, which was mind-blowing, mind-blowing. You need to understand, I started at 320 and now we are at 10K, and 10K is such a huge number. Imagine yourself around 10,000 other people. That's such a big number. And I was so grateful because by learning and tweaking my content and by being consistent, and also big reminder, I never stopped posting. Since the first day I posted my reel, I never stopped posting. I never had like a bigger break in posting content. I was consistent. And by being that, I actually reached this number. And it's still crazy to me when I look at it right now to realize that I just continued making stuff besides not having a bigger success because, of course, my main goal was always to go viral. But that never happened, and that was fine. And I was spending basically 1.5 years putting content out there without ever going viral, but I got so much positive feedback. And so the numbers of followers on Spotify were growing. My listeners were growing, of course. People started being interested in my project. I had meetings with managements, with labels, with other producers. Suddenly, producers from other countries were reaching out to me via Instagram. And I was like, this is so insane. Like, I was like crazy. And that's such a big win. And all due to the fact that I stayed consistent, that I worked on my content, and that I knew how to boost the right videos. Hey, lovely people of the internet, I'm Ollie here from the cutting room. I realized that in a video, it sounds like the jump from 6.5K to 10K happened only with advertisement. And I think I have to make that clear. First of all, advertising your reels doesn't work if your reels in itself don't generate new followers, because you need to understand this. Advertisement only works if you have a reel that is convincing the people to point on follow, right? So if your reel organically doesn't bring you any followers, advertisement does not help at all. But in my case, it was like a combination of boosting older reels that I knew were performing good on advertisement, and also putting new reels out there that were performing good on itself and brought new followers in there. So it was like a hybrid situation. And most of the new followers actually came from the new content formats that I did. And a lower part, I would say, was coming through advertisement. I think I had to make that clear, and now we can continue. And that's basically the story for I turned 300 followers into more than 10,000. And I know the title of this video promised you the story from 300 to over 100,000, but the problem is that there was a big game changer after hitting 10K. And that game changer actually changed my use of social media so drastically that I need to explain it in a different video. That's the reason I'm splitting that up, and I hope you understand that. At the end of this video, I just want to gather all the key points and all the stuff that I did, basically, so you have all of them in one list. Hope that helps. So let's go to the key points. First point, and the most important one in my opinion, you need to be consistent. And by consistency, I mean marathon consistency, not sprint consistency. So it took me 75 weeks to reach 10,000 followers. That's a long time. 1.5 years. That's a very long time. Don't expect to blow up in a short period, because of course there are creators out there that go viral with their first video or like their 10th video, but a lot of others take way longer, and I am one of those examples. And remember, even if you don't go viral, you can still build a fan base. So stay consistent, tweak your content and work on it, and you will see growth, hopefully. Second point, you need to be flexible with your content. What I mean by that is work on your content. If you see that a video is not performing well or performing like the video before, maybe change something. It doesn't have to be big. I mean, I make a big change from like the first videos to the bottle beats. It doesn't have to be that big, but try to change some little things, and hopefully that will help you to get a bit more views. Don't expect to go viral, but at least expect better numbers. And better numbers are always a good step in the right direction. So believe in that. And the third point is very important, I think, is you need to find your platform. This is my story on Instagram and my success story on Instagram. But I know a lot of other creators that are way more successful on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts or even on Facebook than on Instagram. So don't copy that, what I did with Instagram, but think which is the best platform for you. And the easiest way to see which platform works best for you is to post one video on all the platforms you know and then compare the results. If one platform is peaking, in my case it was Instagram, work on that one. Because I know a lot of people will tell you TikTok is the only platform you can go for, but I don't think that's the truth. TikTok is a good platform to go viral, but when it comes to building fan base, for example, I found that YouTube and also Instagram are a bit better in terms of the communication thing. But that, again, is my personal experience. It doesn't have to be yours. And the fourth point that is very important also to me is don't be afraid of making failures and accept that not every video is going to perform well. That's a big point, actually. Of course, everyone wants to go viral with the first video or have like huge numbers, but that's simply not the case. So accept that if you post consistently, there might be times in which your content is performing less good than it did before, because unfortunately the algorithm is changing all the time. So videos that could perform well in this week could perform bad in the other week. So don't forget, being consistent also means accepting that sometimes it doesn't go as well as you wish for, and that's okay. I'm also not perfect. A lot of videos that I do still flop, and that's fine. That's part of the game. Another point, try advertisement. I know that's not possible for anyone, but if you have the capabilities, maybe try it and see how it works. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Maybe just spend $5 or €5 on a video and see if it has growth or not. If it doesn't work, stop it. If it works, great, you can use it maybe. That might be a technique that can help you and boost yourself. And another point that I want to make is you need to be focused on your stats to a certain extent. You need to look at the videos that you put out there and analyze their engagement to a certain extent. I don't expect you to know every engagement rate of every video that you put out there, but it's quite simple to look at the views and the likes and the comments. Those can be 3 parameters that you can use to actually analyze how a video is going and how it's doing, and compare that to other videos so you can see what works best. And the last point I want to make is you don't need to go viral to be successful on social media. I think that's a very, very big point that people need to understand. At 10K, I was never going viral. Not a single video was even mini viral, not at all. And still, I had gathered 10,000 followers on my page. So that's a reminder, you don't need to go viral to find a fan base, but you need to be consistent and put your work out there. And it will have benefits, and hopefully you will have a little win. And that's the end for this video. I know it was a lot, but I hope those tips and how I worked my way through that can help you guys. And I hope I could encourage some of you guys to start posting on social media, to start your social media journey, because it's part of a day and age, it's necessary, and I did it, so you can do it too, actually. I'm a normal guy. I'm just like you. I just started it and figured it out to a certain extent, and it worked. So you can do that definitely too. Hello you. Thank you for staying till the end. Really appreciate it. Just a short support call on my side. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe. You can also maybe leave a comment and share it with your friends if you think it was helpful. That would be great. Also, if you want to support my music, you can buy my music on Bandcamp if you want to, or you can also donate something if you want to. Please feel free, and it's totally fine if you don't want to support me at all. That's totally fair. I just hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy my content and my music. And hopefully I see you in the next one here on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. You can find me on all those platforms. And yeah, hope you have a great day or night. See you. Bye.